Welcome to Humans of Public Service.
Nate, so excited to have you here this morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
We're really happy to be here. So thank you so much for joining the Humans of Public Service video interview. So I know you're in Virginia right now, but where did you grow up and what was that like?
I am one of the few people who can say they're a part of the D, the M, and the V. I was born and raised in Washington, D.C., Northeast D.C., basically through up to high school. So I am a native Washingtonian. Once I went to high school, I moved to the Prince George's County of Maryland. And so I spent a few years in PG County, Maryland. The last 20 years between when I started my federal service has been between living in Maryland and then the illustrious Commonwealth of Virginia. So yeah, the D, the M, and the V.
What was your first job and was it related to public service?
Post graduation, I actually did go directly into the federal service. There was this opportunity. I'll never forget these two women came from this federal agency. And, I was so naive and green. I thought all federal jobs resided in the DMV, DC, because that's where generally most of your headquarters are. And, there was this position and they said it's in human resources. And so again, green and naive, didn't even know what human resources was. And I always knew that federal service was a great way or a great entry point into a career. And so I said, okay. So I went into the interview. I figured it out through the interview what human resources was. And then I asked the question and I said, where are you located? And they said Aberdeen. And so I was rudely awakened that this was on Aberdeen Proving Ground, which was about 100 minutes north of DC. And I got the job. And then the answer was, what am I going to do being almost 2 hours away from DC? But it was a great opportunity. And that is when my journey in federal service began.
What would you say has been the highlight of your career?
Brian, I don't have a highlight. Every day is a highlight. No, I'm going to say there are three highlights. One was working at the White House. That was such an honor. I was the director of human capital for the White House's Office of Management and Budget. I would say becoming a senior executive. That was something that I always wanted. And then I would say my current role being appointed as the inaugural Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer for an agency. That was another moment because it was the first time I got to stand up a program from the ground up.
Is there a specific project that you're allowed to talk about that had the desired impact where you were either able to see how it benefited the employees, potentially and benefited the citizen? Is there a story or an instance like that?
Yeah, at Department of Education, we built a national engagement strategy, which the ultimate goal was to increase employee engagement by particular percentages over 4 years. And, building that from the ground up was fun. It was fun because people are the engines that drive our organizations. And when we can correlate satisfaction with work performance, it's everything. And so being a part of that and speaking to what the vision was and helping support that strategy and developing it and getting everyone engaged and involved and excited, and then seeing the tangible results and seeing the increases even just in our first year, and those increases continually grew year after year. That was cool. Like, there's no nice, political way. It was cool. It was dope. And don't edit that part. It was dope, and I want dope to be used in the publication.
I love it. It definitely will be. If you had to describe what public service means to you, how would you paint that picture? What would you say?
It means I get to be a part of the solution. We got a lot of problems, but I get to be a part of the solution.
I'm going to be saying that all day. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for spending the time with us today, Nate.
Absolutely. It has been my pleasure. Thank you so much. And thank you to Humans of Public Service.